Welcome to the chat, Andrew. What is this, you're asking? It's just a casual stream because I'm bored. And why not, eh? Just going to be playing some Azalea on Talishar. I haven't done it for a while. Do I need to put you on payroll as office entertainment? Mate, you already pay me anyway per month through Patreon, so that's all you need to do, mate. Thanks, though. Haven't done a Talishar stream in a while, so I'm hoping the audio levels are still okay. The music's not too loud in comparison to my voice. Is everything all right, do you think? Sounds good. Okay, nice. Fantastic. Just going to turn the music down a little bit in my ears, though. There we go. Whoops. But yes, hello everybody. Welcome to the chat. This is a very, very impromptu stream, so I'm not really expecting people to show up. But nevertheless, welcome back to GoAgainGaming. My name is Az, and yeah, we're going to be playing some Azalea Online. On Talishar, of course. So yeah, should be fun. There's been a few changes to the list recently. After speaking to and seeing Levi Rausch's list, his new list, made a few changes. But yeah, I played a few games on Talishar today. The decks, I'll be able to show you actually the stats. So let me just go on to the stats. Good morning, good luck. Cheers, Fabled Hero NZ. Thanks for stopping by. Is it Monday morning for you now? Must be, right? Monday morning in New Zealand. And by the way, your cosplay was awesome as well. Looks very good. Praise be our Supreme Leader. Praise be our Supreme Leader indeed. So let me just go over to the... that's the YouTube video of the music that I'm playing right now. But here we go. As Azalea. Few changes. So, Dreadbore should be in here, shouldn't it? Oh no, that's sideboard. Yeah, Dreadbore is now in the list. And it's actually won me a few games against the sort of Fatigue, Arachne, likes to play a lot of D-Reacts, those sort of decks. Dreadbore has actually done quite well against those matchups today. So it's back in the list again. The Quiver, I think the Quiver is available at the moment, but I haven't put it in the list yet. Something I obviously want to try, but Outsiders is very close, so I'm just running the sort of Levi list with a few tweaks of my own, I believe. Anyway, I think there's a few tweaks. Yeah, Dreadbore's in there, obviously. He doesn't use Dreadbore. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of that, as you know. Obviously, the olden days, like Azalea Online 1, 2, and 3 was like the massive deck list full of all the cards. You know, it had like Snatches in there. It had loads of stuff in there, didn't it? Can't remember now. Pursuit of Knowledge might have even been in there at the start. What was I doing with my life? Having fun, that's what I was doing. But yeah, Levi in the Azalea Cult recent episode mentioned that he's actually cut a few cards down to 2-ofs. I think might actually do that with Fatigue Shot as well. So I've got Hamstring Shot 2, Head Shot 2, Sleep Dart 2 now, 3 Battering Bolts and 2 CNCs for Dromai and Popping Phantasms and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I might actually cut the Fatigue Shot down to 2 because it is matchup dependent, and I might put something else in there instead, but I don't know what. Don't know what to put in there. Maybe Sleep Dart. No, I think I might leave it as it is for now. Monday morning we have Cyclone hitting us at the moment, but all good here. Oh yeah. Oh right, yeah. I think I remember Ian Kenderdine. I saw a Twitter post of his recently, which said that he was staying in for the same reason. He was staying in and watching all of the Marvel movies back to back, all of the Marvel timeline back to back on Disney Plus. So as long as you're indoors, as long as you're safe, then yeah. Exactly that, Andrew. Be safe. Assume you are. Likely you're chatting. Yeah, just stay indoors by the sounds of it. Stay indoors and just be a nerd online. And thanks for tuning into this stream today, Lynette. So praise be. We are going to be playing some Azalea, of course. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the Azalea cult last episode, you definitely should if you're an Azalea fan. For people that are watching this now or in the future, if you haven't listened to that or sort of caught that yet, it's definitely worth going and having a look after this. But yeah, I don't know how long we're going to be today. It's just like literally just popping on to see, just to do a bit of streaming, and yeah, just chilling out and playing some games. I was sat down in my kitchen and I was thinking, should I just stream and see what happens? And that's probably what I'm going to do. So far, you can have a look at the results here. I'm now using Fabrary rather than FabDB because Fabrary are awesome. Look, if you go on to Outsiders and you go onto the spoiler schedule, I am now on there. There we go. Look, that's breezy. There's me. TBD. GoAgainGaming. So the good thing about Fabrary is that they put on like a spoiler schedule for Outsiders. And as you can see there's a lot on there that have already been done. Obviously, the Mid-Max Booth and Mark Paul and what have you. Obviously, the 10th of January was the actual spoilers. We know that Team Covenant is doing one on Wednesday, which is in a couple of days' time. Holy moly. 5th of March, we got Lothar. I don't know who that is. Streamer, maybe. But they've got one on Sunday, the 5th of March. So they already know what theirs is going to be. And obviously, we've got unknown ones here as well. From, obviously, Red Zone Rogue, me, TCG Talk, Sloop Dupe, a couple of cool people in the scene. Breezy, of course, as well, getting his first spoiler. But yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. Also, just before we go into the actual games here, obviously, people might have heard that I'm going to be starting up the UPF series again. I've got a working title in mind, and I've already got three different groups together to film like sort of the first part of it, like the first season as such. So it should be good. Maybe 4 groups, depending on the certain things line up. But yeah, it's going to be good fun. So make sure you look out for that as well. Anyway, enough of that. But I just thought that was cool, yeah, because obviously Fabrary are very supportive of the creators. They have all the stuff on here. You can link your things as well, so people can actually discover you and go to your site via your spoiler schedule. So yeah, I think that's really good, and therefore switch to Fabrary rather than using FabDB. So yeah, and also with this, you get like a results thing, so you can see your results, like how many like wins and losses you've had. And I've had 9 matches, and I've got a 67% win rate. So I've won 6 out of 9 matches with this deck so far. So I've lost against 2 Phis, surprisingly, and then 1 Boltin, Lumina Boltin, and I've won against 2 Kanos, Dromai, another Azalea Mirror, and 2 Arachnes on Talishar. But it's not really a tool that you use to measure win rate, because Talishar is not really a competitive place, especially if you're clicking on the classic constructed, the not competitive side of things. That's what I always do. I just go into classic constructed games on here. But we're just going to post. We're just going to post a game, create game, see what we get. But yeah, not too bad, I guess. The stats not too bad. Surprised that the Phi is 2 losses, but they can just have disgusting turns, can't they? Just out-temper you. No matter what you do, they can just out-temper you straight away. It's just hard to get back into it. Once you're behind against Phi, it's just hard to keep up. Well, it's impossible to keep up most of the time. Interesting stats here as well. Look, cards most frequently used to block have been Seek and Destroy. What on earth was I thinking? Cards most frequently used to pitch is Blue Knock the Death Whistle. And the card that I've played the most times is Remorseless. 15 times. Out of 17 times I've seen it, I've played it 15 times, which is, pretty good. And it's just one of those cards that's really nice. Obviously, it can just force damage, because obviously the D-react, the evasion's built in. With Remorseless, which is normally the nice combo, they can't D-react at all, which is obviously one of my favourite interactions. And obviously, it deals damage over the course of their next turn. If they're an aggro deck, you can leak quite a lot of damage through it, which is why I'm also fetching it and using it quite often. It seems 15 times out of 17 times seen, I've used it. So yeah, pretty good. But just waiting for someone to join the game now. I don't know whether this is a good time for it or not, but we'll see. But yeah, there's a few things already in the sideboard, as you can see here. You've got the poppers, like battering bolts and CNCs. We've got blue pitch stuff, like blue bolt and shot and blue headshot. Not in the deck as standard. And then we've got memorial grounds as well, which can sometimes just get our sort of aggro killer loops going. Oh, we've got a Bravo come into play. So I think I will run CNCs against Bravo. Sleep Dart is obviously protects against a Dominate. That kills the fridge. So maybe 62 cards. I probably will use Dreadbore here as well. No, he's disconnected. Okay, fair enough. I'll count that as an auto win. But they've disconnected. They saw Azalea and was just like, nah, sod that. I'm afraid of that. Or they saw that I was streaming and was just like, oh no, I don't want to embarrass myself here. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. Thanks for stopping by. Again, I appreciate there's not going to be many viewers here. Obviously, I haven't announced it or anything. Just popping on to have some fun and document my adventures in the world of Talishar. Arachne, Dreadbore is definitely being used. Perch Grapplers, and I run the full deck against Arachne because he just hemorrhages cards. So I run the full deck against Arachne, 100%. Blocking potential. Dreadbore, because obviously it's probably going to be some form of attrition based. Well, that seems to be the deck out there at the moment, doesn't it? The attrition based thing. So, Aaron Merkel, welcome to the chat. I haven't seen you for a while, sir. Smashing Dong, absolutely DONG, baby. We'll see what happens in this one though. Arachne, they're not running the. There isn't a slot for that there, is there? Normally, not the Goliath Gauntlet. A lot of things I've seen a lot of Goliath Gauntlets being used for Arachne for the simple fact of pumping up the surgicals. So I've seen that quite a bit. Obviously, Red Zone Rogue also played on his streams fairly recently, and he also uses the same strategy and has the Goliath Gauntlet to pump up not only surgicals but also CNCs as well. Waiting for me to approve the messages. That's a good way of getting round the message sort of filtering there, is by spacing out your dirty words. So feel free to do that. Excuse me. So yeah, we've got a Fleece to Frail coming in here. They put a card on the bottom of the deck, so it might not fulfill the contract. So we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of cards in my deck that block for 2 or less. So it's going to be something that potentially hits. They got 3 cards in their hand. What I hate about Assassin is that I see every card at least coming in for 7 every single time. That's the issue. The over-blocking is real in this matchup. It really is. Really, really does hurt you. They hemorrhage so many cards. So let's go with... Let's just... Again... 2 blocks in hand at the start is just not great, is it? We are going to leak a card, so there is going to be something over the top of this, 100%. So if we just block for 5, see what happens. Is there going to be a reaction? No. Okay. That's it. They're ending their turn. Okay, fine. So we can use bolt and shot. Using Dreadbore, aren't we? So they can't de-react against arrows. So if we play E-Strike... So if we do E-Strike draw... No, we can't do that. So that's not going to go again, is it? So I think we just pitch the Dreadbore here and then just Arsenal something. Arsenal the E-Strike. So that's now a 4 attack if it hits reload. Got 2 floating. So let's just fire this. Should we fire this? Or do we put the Seek and Destroy in front of it as well? I think we just put this in front of it as well. Sod it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Look at me. I am the mod. Andrew, the longest supporting channel aficionado for GoAgainGaming, so rightly deserved of the mod. That's it. So we're just going to Arsenal this. They're just coming in with leave no witnesses. So I can see why they decided to not block anything else, because they can just threaten my Arsenal and the top card on my deck here. And again, I'm seeing this as coming in for at least 7. With 2 cards behind it, they can easily cut to the chase and put it up by 3, or shred a card for nothing. So it's just, I really do hate it. It just screws up everything. E-Strike is the card in Arsenal, so do I just lose the E-Strike and the card off the top on the top of my deck this time? Yeah, okay, let's lose the E-Strike. Lose the E-Strike, and we also lose a sink below. Okay, so they do get 2 silvers out of that. It's a bit of a shame, but hey-ho. So let's just use Dreadball, pitching the blue Bolton shot. And let's come in with a... What do we come in with? Bolton shot will be a 3 go again. A 4 go again if it hits reload. No D-reacts from hand. Fatigue shot. Let's just do this. 4 go again if it hits reload. We could also bullseye in the fatigue shot to take away value from their next attack. So I think that might be the best thing to do. We'll see if they allow this to hit, though. If they allow us to hit, we wouldn't have to worry about the bullseye. But I think we do try and force a little thing here. They are blocking for everything. They know they're going to be able to get their black text back by paying 2, so I guess that's fine. So let's just bullseye something in. Let's bullseye in the fatigue shot and come in for 6, and that devalues their next attack at least. Rounded up, so most likely it will be a 3 most of the time. Their attacks will just become 3s or 2s if there's like leave no witnesses or eradicate. Excuse me. So they are fateful sealing from their arsenal, so obviously having to clog their arsenal with D-reacts, which is hopefully some of the sort of composition that I'm trying to force upon them a little bit here. So Tunic coming in with a CNC, which is going to blow up the Sleep Dart, but I don't think I care about that. It's a lot of damage though, that's a problem. So we are just going to have to go down to 10, unfortunately. It's a bit of a shame, but we're going to have to let that get hit, I think, because we can force a lot here. We can Dreadbore in the Redden Ledger to give that +1, and then we can Combat Trick over the top to deal some damage. So we should gain some tempo back now with the Redden Ledger coming in for 9, 11 effectively with the Rain Razors. So let's just do 11 damage. So we basically just took a turn back there. Essentially, anyway. It looks like our next turn could also be a Redden Ledger 8 damage Redden Ledger. So I think we just take this as well. Yeah, I think we just take this as well. They're going to have a lot of They could have a lot of reactions over the top though, even if they have been Redden Ledger. That's the issue with warriors and assassins. They have a lot of reactions that can still get you, even if you let it. If you don't block, they can still get you with a lot of shenanigans. So we are going to load in Dreadbore, pitching the Ravenous Rabble. Released attention, and this is now coming in for 9 again. A 9 Redden Ledger, no D-reacts from hand. No D-reacts from hand or arsenal because of the released attention, so that's quite good. Spider's Bite, so it's just the 1 attack coming in here. So all they've got. Cool. So now we can do a Remorseless with Deadeye, and then Arsenal the Fateful Scene. So we pitch the Lock the Death Whistle, put in the Remorseless of +1, Deadeye it, and then fire this off for 9. So a lot of 9s coming in here. And again, no D-Reacts can be played at all because of the Dreadbore and the Remorseless trigger. And then we Arsenal this Sink Below. Fateful Scene, sorry. We take the damage on the Spider's Bite. Fine Owls, C&C. No D-Reacts can be played. I think we just lose the Arsenal again here. It's just a Fateful Scene, so we lose the Arsenal again. Tunic, Dreadbore, Headshot. This is a big attack coming in here. Release the tension. Read the glide path. Let's have a look, see what's on top. Drill shot. Nah, we'll just fire this at them for 12 damage. 13, sorry, because it was put in there with Dreadbore. Look at that. Full hand block. See you later. Pass straight back to me. Lovely old job. Right, so let's Rabble first of all. Revealing a Memorial Ground. Okay. That's useless. So they're blocking that. That's fine. Then we will just take aim. Reload this. Opt. It's a Memorial Ground. Let's get to the bottom. We don't need that. Then we just fire this hamstring shot off for 8. Could be quite relevant because obviously it makes the Spider's Bites actually cost 3, which is nice if this hits. So they're not going to be able to Spider Bite me to death unless they pitch 3, which is going to be quite a needle in the old leg here. So he's blocking again, full hand block. Passing straight back to me. Okay. So we're going to... Here we go. Here's one of my favourite lines is use Dreadbore, pitch a blue, putting Battering Bolt, Seek and Destroy, and then fire this bad boy off for a lot of damage. 9 damage. 10 damage, sorry. And this is going to force the whole hand again because they have to block with pretty much everything. So they have a lot of reactions. So we're going to Arsenal the E-Strike. They are holding on though. They are holding on to the tempo at the moment. Well, they're staying off my attacks constantly right now. But we can sink this, which is good. We will sink one of the glide paths, I think. Sink the red one. Because E-Strike's in there anyway at the moment. So let's just sink that. Blue headshot. Okay, fine. So we've got Bolt and Shot on top. So I think we leave that on there and then read the glide path. Yeah. I think it's what we do anyway. We'll see. That can stay on top. We're going to fire this off for 6 go again if it hits reload. 6 dominate as well. They've sunk from the Arsenal. Fine, no props. And then we're going to load in the drill shot with Tunic and then fire that off for 5. And then put a -1 counter on their Tunic if they don't block. So yeah, there was a lot of turns there where I was taking the hand away constantly, but I still wasn't doing any damage. There still wasn't any damage going through, which is the issue. So they're going to get a Tunic, and then they're going to fire off and annihilate the armed. For 5. We can Fateful Scene, and then we can go and get something big with Knock Death Whistle. So we're just going to block the Perch Grapplers now and pass, and then Fateful Scene. We might be able to find something on top which we can dominate instead of using the knock. Ravenous Rabble. If we activate Azalea, put this in there, fire this off, then use Dreadbore, load in Sleep Dart, read the glide path, Sleep Dart for 9. I think that's probably better off doing that rather than trying to go for the dominate. Just take away cards instead. So we're going to leave that on top, actually. We're going to try this instead. So we're going to activate Azalea. Put this Ravenous Rabble in the arsenal. Fire that off. Just try and leak some damage, really. Revealing red in the ledger. Okay. Not bad. So they're sinking the Ravenous Rabble. So they're using a lot of good cards against bad cards, essentially. So we're going to use Dreadbore, pitch Knock, load in Sleep Dart, and then we're going to use Read the Glide Path, see what's on top, red and ledge, that can stay, and then we'll just fire this off for 9. 9 damage. 9 damage Sleep Dart. Rafael Castro, thanks for joining the chat. Hope you're doing well, friend. Just wanted to say that the last Azalea Cult Show was awesome. The talk of Levi, the Azalea expert himself, was quite good. Absolutely, yeah, there's a lot of insights in there, wasn't there? And it was good to chat with someone who's actually incredibly good with the hero as well. So, yeah, it was good. It was definitely a good fun to do. They're fully blocking. Well, I got 1 card left, coming in for Leave No Witnesses for 4. This is just going to banish the top card. There's no contract either, so I think I'll just let that hit me. With the follow-up turn I'm going to have, I think it's fine. So we're going to take damage here. Banishing a Memorial Grounds, that's good. So yeah, we're just going to pitch the blue into Deadeye and... Or we could go with Bolt and Shot, that's the thing. That's the issue we're going to have. That's the dilemma that we're going to have here. We either go Tool or go wide. And then just try and retain the card advantage instead. But we are lower on life, so I think we just try and go Tool with the disruption. So we're going to try that. Could be the death of us, but we'll see. But we are keeping a card to Arsenal as well with this. So this is another Red and Ledger coming in for 9 damage. And we are winning the card race as well. We do have 10 more cards than them. So as long as we can keep getting these big value on hits through, we can just keep hemorrhaging their cards. Which is what their game plan is, really. But okay, so it's 14 and 14. They are coming in with a Plunder the Poor. Cards with cost 1 or less. They put the card at the bottom of the deck there. And that's coming in for 4 damage. But I've got a big, wide, on-hit reload turn coming. So I think I'm just going to take this. There might be a reaction over the top. No. Okay, fine. So we banish a headshot. That's fine, I guess. But here we go. Let's do another big swing. They've got something in their arsenal. They've got a hamstring shot on top. But I think we are just going to leave that on top. Because we need to fire this thing off anyway this turn. So we are going to use Take Aim. We're going to fire this through. For 6. There is effectively 8 because of the combat trick. But we can still load in the fatigue shot with Dreadball, with the tuning trigger if we need to. But hopefully not. We'll see. They are fully blocking. Okay, fine. Okay, so now we can use Tunic to load in the use Dreadball, load in the fatigue shot. And then we're just gonna... Oh, this is the thing, isn't it? Do we seek and destroy? Do we do it up front, or do we do it as a combat trick and try and take away some value from their next card? Let's just do it as a combat trick. Let's do it as a combat trick. Because Fatigue Shot is still quite good. Obviously taking those break points away from Arachne. Because Arachne's attacks are quite effective. Like 1 for 5 and stuff. With obviously the on-hit attrition value added in. So taking away and halving their attacks here is also quite good. So we're going to punch this through for 2. 2 extra. Do 3 damage. They're just passing straight back to me, which is great. So we are going to activate Dreadball here. Using... Rain Razors. Or Deadeye. Do we go for the combat trick again? I think we need to go for the combat trick again with the hamstring shot. So, or we could go for the bolt and shot wide thing again. So, it's interesting, isn't it? So if you pitch a yellow into Dreadball, we load this. Yeah, I think we just do that. So we pitch Deadeye into Dreadball. Put this into hand and fire this off for 5 go again if it hits reload. Because it's already turned on from Dreadball. And then we can use the combat trick to get over the top. Get the reload trigger off. Activate the cross wrap. CNC on top. Put that to the bottom. And then we'll just fire this off at them for 7. Because the Rain Razors are still on the stack. Lovely old job. Obviously this screws up their next turn as well. Because obviously the on hit costs them an extra 1 if it hits. So yeah, they are going to let it hit. Fair play. Coming in with a surgical extraction, baby. There probably is a reaction over the top of this, so I think I do need to try and block this out. My next turn, what does it look like? A lot of reds. That's a bit of an issue. A lot of reds there. I think we do need to try and force the Remorseless through at the end. So I think we just try and block with... I think we just use our Fateful Scene. Yeah, use Fateful Scene. See if they got another reaction. Yeah, fair enough. We left the knock on the top as well, didn't we? That's a shame. But I was just playing the gambit there as if he had the reaction or not, but he did. Never mind. So we can't really do anything here, which is a bit of a shame. We can't do anything. We can load something in with Dreadbore and then activate Azalea to see if it's a 0 cost, but that's pretty much all we can do. So I think that's what we have to do, is do that. So we pitch this and just see what's on top here. It's a Bolt and Shot. Lovely old job. That'll do. 2 damage. It's lethal. So that'll do, I guess. Force that Tunic or force that card. But yeah, that was a very, very good turn from them. That's really gotten back into it now. Spider's Bite is just going to be being a bit of an issue now at this stage of the game. But we'll see. Tunic coming in with another Surgical for 4, which has probably got another reaction over the top of this as well. So I think we just need to block with at least one thing here. Block for 2. This is definitely a +3. It's got to be a +3. I haven't seen many +3s at all from them recently. So let's just chuck this in front as well. Actually, no, it only blocks for thing, doesn't it? So let's just do this and... Oh yeah, that's fine. Whatever. See what happens. Let's put the Remorseless back on the bottom of the deck. Drill Shot. Cool. Nice. This is good. So we can Tunic, we can load in the Drill Shot. See what's on top. Get rid of that, fire this off. For 7. It's very, very squeaky. Very, very squeaky bum time at the moment. The Spider's Bites are the things that I'm scared of the most at this stage. Yeah, coming in for 7 here with the Drill Shot. It's exactly what I needed this point in the game. Just a 0 cost arrow that I can fire off, maybe get some value on there, get rid of their Tunic for like a last minute block. But it's getting right down to the wire here against Arachne. I'm on 19 cards, they're on 10, so I could just effectively keep blocking, but the Spider's Bites are the things that are gonna hurt me, because I'm not gonna want to block those. They are blocking with 2 cards and the Mask. And they're coming in with a Spider's Bite now for 1, which is going to devalue all of my cards if I don't block. So let's just block with a Bolt and Shot. Coming in with a Leave No Witnesses for 4. Okay, so let's just block with Tunic now and Bolt and Shot. Block for 4. See what they have. If it's a reaction, no, it's not. Fine, so we can E-Strike at least for 7. Buff power. Just keep forcing the damage through at this stage. Gonna sink below, aren't they? Yeah, sink below from hand this time. Okay, fair enough. But they've only got 10 cards left. We've got 16, so I guess we're still winning that race if they continue to block these sort of big attacks for 2. I've still got the deck advantage at the moment at least, but I don't know how long that's going to last with having to block the Spider's Bites. That's the issue. That's the issue we're going to have here. And they're choosing whether to sink a card at the moment, but very, very squeaky part of the game. but I think the Arachne has more of the means to leak damage. My damage with this sort of build is just upfront damage. They can see, oh, okay, they've passed. They've GG'd. Okay, nice. We win. GG. Lovely old job. They just like, nah, I've lost. Didn't even get a GG back, which is a bit rude. Oh, but never mind. But yeah, there we go. Another Arachne win for this deck. It was a bit squeaky, but there we go. So the results now should have now replicate this on here. So yeah, so it still says 2, Arachne 2. Should be 3, but I'm sure that will update. So yeah, all of our Arachne matchups today have been wins. That's just by running the full deck and letting them hit us every now and again. Because the actual damage output from Arachne isn't what kills you. It's the fact that they just mill you, like over the course of the game. The amount of cards that their cards equate to when they attack is more than yours, essentially. Because they're always, if they leak any damage, they can just banish a card, and obviously they can banish key cards and stuff. But luckily in that game, I was pressuring them enough that I could just get there in the end. By the looks of it, they just gave up at the end there. They just GG'd. Well, I think they didn't even GG, but hey diddly ho ho, we won. Fantastic. Cool. So that's that. We'll probably play another one. Because why not? If you are in the chat as well, I'd love for you to leave a like on this video if you are doing that, because I can see there's viewers in there but no likes. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm just not entertaining enough. I don't warrant any likes. But yeah, let's just do this again, shall we? Let's do this again. Competitive CC. I'm not going to be joining any of those games. No thanks. Let's just try this. Let's do this one. Katsu. Okay then. So I think we do want the blocking potential here, but I think we are going to run Death Dealer against Katsu. I think. Cheers, Raphael. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. I think I will run CNCs in this one. I think I might run Battering Bolts as well. I'm not going to run. Maybe I should. Maybe I'm just going to go 65 card deck. Memorial Grounds might also be quite good for like locks and stuff. Let's just take out Battering Bolts and put in Memorial Grounds. So we're going with a 64 card deck with some blocking on the boots and Death Dealer. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't play Katsu too much, to be honest. I don't play against Katsu a lot, so there could be some awful plays on my side of the field here. But we will see. Wolford 25. As you can see on the screen as well, these little sleeves that you can get here are Azalea Cult Talishar sleeves. So if you're a patron of mine, at any level, you can actually get access to these Azalea Cult sleeves. If you want to rep our Supreme Leader on Talishar, you can actually do that if you're a patron at any level. So I just thought I'd plug that while I'm here. And support goes a long way, you know. Got some good things planned this year, which are going to be going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort. So I would appreciate it if you at least had a look at that. But yeah, I do this all for fun anyway. But yeah, it's all for the love of the game, pure grinding it out. So Kodachis are just coming in at me all the time. Of course they are. Even bigger than that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Can't remember what this does, to be honest. Even bigger than that. Opt 3, then reveal the top card of the deck. If it has power greater than the amount of damage that's been dealt this turn, which is 2, they're going to get a Quicken token. Fair enough. Alrighty. So I would take 1, so I go to 38. This hand is absolute garbage as well, so I think we'd probably try need to block. Oh no. Oh no, that's bad, because we haven't got any arrows. So this is where the quiver would be good, right? I should have blocked with the non-attacks there. I should have blocked against the non-attacks. But hey-ho, we win some, you lose some, unfortunately. That's really bad. So it's going to have to pass. That's poor. That is poor. So we basically just started on 40 to 38 5-card hands. That's really bad. That's really bad. So basically just started again. Coming in with Rushing River for 2. Let's block now with a release attention for 2. Rushing River doesn't strike me as a good card to start the combo with, though. 6 Dominate, Break Tide. Okay. So yeah, we can do this. We can block with a Seek and Destroy and pass, and then Fateful Scene the rest. Razor Reflex. Okay. What does it do if it hits? We can banish it. Okay, fine. Pitching an Either video. We will Fateful Scene. We'll leave that on top because we can actually use that when we draw it. So we're going to keep that on top. But they are going to leak some damage here, unfortunately, with the Razor Reflex. Is going to gain Go Again, and then they can come in with a 2-cost attack after this with the card in their arsenal, I expect. So it's going to be interesting to see what that is. Leaking 3 damage here. They are going to be able to do the thing. Banish top card of your deck. You can play it. Art of War. Okay. They got Katsu on hit trigger as well, which they can banish something and go and get something. They got an Art of War that's been banished that they can then play. So they're probably going to maybe play the Art of War. I guess they're going to have to, because obviously they're going to have to banish it, aren't they? So you've got one banished Art of War and another Art of War in hand. So another Art of War that he can play, essentially. Could actually for 1. Okay, we'll take it, I guess. So at least on our turn, we can pitch the Death Dealer, get the Fatigue Shot in there, and draw the Ravenous Rabble, play the Ravenous Rabble, then follow up with the Fatigue Shot. But that's not great. Fatigue Shot probably should have come out of this matchup. I probably should have put That All You Got in there. I don't know whether that's in the list or not at the moment. But yeah, Mask Trigger again. It's just things I'm missing. Just don't play enough against the Katsu enough, to be honest. 30 life now. Holy moly. Ending the turn. There we go. Get rid of that Art of War. Oh, we still got it. Oh, he can play it until the end of his next turn. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's good. Oh, God. Oh, no. What is the Ravenous Rabble going to reveal? Sink below. Okay, fine. Yeah, Fatigue Shot's not going to do too much. So we're going to have to sort of defend a big Art of War turn now, which is going to be absolutely horrendous. That first starting hand was absolutely awful. They're basically operating on an extra turn right now. Because of that hand that we had at the start, they are essentially operating on 1 extra turn, which is just ranger issues every now and again. Unfortunately, you just have nothing that you can actually do. If the Quiver was on field, I would have actually been able to do something, but it wasn't. So that's another argument for the Quiver. Is if you have those ranger hands where you just have nothing to do, you can at least do the thing where you pitch 3 into the Quiver, look at the top card, put it into your arsenal, and then you can use it, obviously. So the Quiver is definitely worth a slot in any Ranger deck right now, unless we see another one which is just inherently better for Azalea. But there is no downside to having it in the list at the moment. So they're going to Art of War, of course they are. Choosing to give stuff. What are they giving it? Draw 2 cards, and the next action gets Go Again. Okay. So they're going to Go Again with the first attack. Which is going to be... What was that going to be then? What is that going to be then? Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on, give it to me. Absolutely. Give it to me. Okay, so we've got a Rushing River for 1 with Go Again. That's sus, isn't it? A Rushing River for 1 damage. Most heroes, there's a rake. Let's pitch the swing weapon and walk around the rake. Rangers, there's a rake. Step on it. Exactly that, Andrew. That is the issue, isn't it? Oh, yes, of course. They're using it to discard a card to Katsu to go and get a combo card, aren't they? Of course they are. There's always a bloody on hit with this, right? Keep forgetting about the bloody Katsu. Don't play it enough. Do not play against Katsu enough. There's a lot of decision points with Katsu, like blocking, when you should block, and what the consequences are if you don't, and what they could potentially discard to go and get a card, and how that's going to affect you on the next thing they do. It's a lot of things, really. Okay, here we go. You got Flood of Force. Flood of Force for 2. Okay. I think we just block with the Perch Grapplers now, I think. Yeah, they blocked with their boots. Let's block with our boots. Five dominate. There might be a reaction, so we are gonna block with Fatigue Shot, and then we're gonna see what happens after this. Oh, it's got dominate. Never mind. Completely forgot about that. Could have blocked with the Skull Bow and then sink below to stop the 5 damage, but hey ho, we'll see what happens next, I guess. We still potentially have an E strike into a 7 power or a draw card if we keep another card in hand here, but that's probably not enough to get back into the tempo here, at least, unfortunately. They've lost a lot of that by giving them an extra turn earlier on because we're an idiot. So they are going to get the mask now, so we are going to pass and then just sink below this at least. Let's put the bolt and shot on the bottom and draw. Cool, so at least we got that. We can just do an E-strike, draw a card, just to get back into the same card thing. They still got a Promise of Plenty banished over there, so these Break Tides are proving out to be quite useful because it just basically gives them an extra card for the next turn, which I think is quite nasty. It's quite nasty, to be honest. But we've seen 2 Break Tides already. We are running a larger deck, so we are still maintaining the. So we have seen 2 Break Tides already, so that's nice. Breeze Rider Boots is in the bin, Ancestral's gone, Art of War's gone, 2 Art of... well, actually no, yeah, so 1 Art of War's gone. So if they allow this to hit, they go down to the same life as us, and then still have a bit of a card advantage. But they are blocking everything here, by the looks of it. They are blocking it all, so we're going to pass. What we can do here is that we actually can use the Tunic. Oh no, we can't. Didn't have Go Again. Never mind. Let's undo that. Let's undo that. We're going to pass. Didn't have Go Again. Never mind. I thought I'd Go Again, but I drew a card, didn't I, instead? My bad. C&C for 6. Okay. So we've got Remorseless there. What we're going to do next turn is just going to release and Remorseless. So let's just block for 6. So they're not going to have a way to pump up CNC, are they? No. Yeah, I don't think so. So let's have a look, see what's on top. Remorseless, we'll leave that on top. We'll activate Azalea's ability, give it Dominate, release Attention so they can't play any D-Reacts from their arsenal, and then use a Tunic to fire it off. So 8 Dominate. They're going to take it. That's fine. And now every action they play will cost them a life. So I guess it's a bit of a... It's a nice way of saying, you know, if you don't block this, whenever you play a card, you're still losing a bit of tempo every time you do it because you're losing life at the same time. So every card that they play can still turn into damage, which I think is quite good, even if you don't want to block. It allows the decision of not blocking to be easier if they're taking damage every time. Like this, for instance, 4 with Go Again, I can just go down to 22 because I know the next card that they play is going to bring them down to 21, etc., etc. They are going to trigger Katsu here, but again, we'll see what happens with that. They still got the Remorseless trigger, so every action they play, they're going to lose a life. So again, they're losing a life here again from Rising Knee Thrust. So it is going to put me down to 17, but again, that's only 3 life differential. So I think we are going to take this as well. Because again, if they play an attack, they go down to 20. Sorry, it's a 4 life differential still. So again, 5 coming in with Go Again. They're losing a life. Now we block with a card. Leak 2, go down to 15. And again, they're still losing life every time. So they're leaking damage. We're leaking damage from the Remorseless. So it is quite a cool effect. But they're still ahead, I think, in terms of the game right now. I think they're slightly ahead. Obviously, they got a bit of a life lead here. We're on the defensive, so we are still going to leak some damage. But we'll see what happens on what they do now. But I think we just so Kodachi for 1, so that's not gonna deal them damage, but they're gonna do that. So now the mask is already triggered. Kodachi for 1, pitching another card. So yeah, they're just trying to get me into that range now. They're just going to try and slice me quite a lot. Just try and get the little pings through. Coming in for 4 now with a Hurricane technique. So I think we block for, what does this do? And if it hits, put it into your hand. Yeah, we need to block this, I think. We need to just block this and then fire back with a Hamstring next turn. I think that's pretty much all we can do. We'll just fire back with a Hamstring. It might mess up some maths on their side, but it's a bit of an underwhelming turn from us there. We have to block a lot. We've still got quite a big deck advantage, but 6 life differential. They are going to start leaking a lot of damage with the Kodachis now at this point in the game. So we do have to be wary of that. We might be able to do like a we might be able to get back into it with the Tunic line available to us in a couple of turns if we're still alive. We might be able to get back into it at that point. But we haven't really used Death Dealer a lot this game. We've been on the back foot since the get-go because we just gave him an extra turn with the bad hand at the start there. So to get back into it this way is okay. You know, we fact that we gave them an extra turn essentially with that really bad hand at the start. I'm feeling okay with how it is right now, but they do have a Hamstring shot trigger on the stack here, so the first attack is going to cost them additional 1 to play. Not sure if that's going to make much difference, but it's something for them to think about at least. But yeah, 4 cards against their 5 cards with a 1 life differential. They're definitely in the lead at the moment. So they're undoing their last action. So if Promise of Plenty hits, we both get an Arsenal card, right? So what do we do with that? Do we just chuck a Rabble in front of it? Let it hit for 1. Got a CNC in our arsenal now. Okay. Alright then. But then they've got the same thing as well, right? They've got the same thing. So it's essentially, when you're ahead on cards, when you're ahead in the game, drawing that extra card into your arsenal from Promise, it's quite an interesting play, actually. It's tempting. It's tempting the opponent with, oh, you get a card as well, right? But then I'm on the play, I get the extra card right now, you get it later. So, just one of those things you have to think about. But still, 14 to 12. They've got quite a lot of cards in hand here. We're not going to be able to play that CNC really next turn because we have to block with everything that we have here, I think, unfortunately. So we have got 10 block in hand here for 3, 3, and 4. So it might be able to stop it to a certain degree, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pull out the other end after this. So leg tap coming in for 4 with Go Again. So let's just block with a sleep dart for now, I think. Leak 1 damage. Coming in for 5 with Go Again. Okay, I think now is the time to block with Cross Wrap. Just so we can not get... no. Leak 2 damage. Just a combo stuff, isn't it? The fact that they can go and shoot her for any card they want at that time is it's pretty nasty. So Hurricane Technique coming in for 5. Now this is where we block the full amount. Get rid of the Knock Death Whistle, don't need it. I'm thinking about blindly activating Azalea just to see what we get. Oh, I've still got a Kodachi coming in as well. For 1. I guess we have to take that. Nothing we can do about that. Tunic next turn. So I think we might activate Azalea blindly, see what we get. Release Attention. Okay, right. So the next turn could be pretty good, but I don't think we're going to be able to survive, unfortunately. I think we are too far behind now. The extra turn is really showing now. The extra turn that we gave them earlier is really starting to show. Unfortunately. But, hey ho, what can you do? What can you do? Because there's no way we survive here. There's no way we survive here if we let all the damage go through. We're not going to be blocking the Kodachis, so they're just trying to get us now within Kodachi range and just finish us off with the other cards. Yeah. Just going to leak too much damage to get back into it, unfortunately. Flock of the Feather Walkers for 5. If they have a reaction, they have a reaction. I guess we just go to 1 unless they have a reaction. Let's just see if they have a reaction. Yeah, GG. There we go. Never mind. So yeah, the extra turn that we gave them really, unfortunately, killed us there. There was nothing we could do. We needed that turn there that we was about to have in order to try and get back into it. But yeah, the extra turn that we gave them really screwed us over there. So because the first turn was, in our first turn we had 2 buffs. We had 2 buffs. We had I think it was a memorial ground, and then something else which didn't attack. So we should have blocked with the buffs on our first turn to guarantee the fact that we had at least a follow-up turn on our first turn. So that was a big mistake that we made there. But hey ho, these things happen. So let's go straight into another one. We still got time. Playing against Kano now, so this is going to be a Dread Ball situation. We're going to run as much red as we can. So battering bolts, take out the sink belows, take out the fateful scenes, keep out everything else. We also want the CNCs as well as maybe headshot or bolt and shot. Or do we just run the bolt and shots for Arcane Barrier and other things? Let's do that. 60 card deck. Now, I have won against the Kanos historically, I believe. But it has just been a pure race most of the time. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've won against 2 Kanos so far. So the matchup that I've had so far against Kanos have been favourable, but we will see what happens here. So Hutchie O'Hare. So let's go with take aim. Hutchie O'Hare is saying, "Lol, I like your sleeves." Reload the fatigue shot. Fatigue shot, again, not really one of the cards that we really need in this matchup, but it's drill shot. We'll keep that on top for the dominate. Let's just go. Should have Ravenous Rabble before that. It's a bit of a shame. We'll Ravenous Rabble now. See what's on top again. Another fatigue shot on top. Okay, fine. So 4 dominated drill shot coming in. 7 dominate, sorry, because of the take aim. It's pretty good. And then we'll put the -1 on the tunic because they can't block with it. And we get Arsenal they are going to Kano on the end of their turn. Kano. Lesson of Lava. Great, fantastic. We're just not going to take. We're not going to prevent any damage in this game. I don't think. We're not going to prevent any fucking damage in this game whatsoever. We're just going to go balls to the wall. Because most likely they're going to want to combo off, aren't they? So let's just go with it. Let's just see what happens. Crucible of Aether Weave. Here we go. Another lesson in lava. Okay, interesting. We're just going to leave that. Burn me, baby. Burn me. Fatigue shot on the Arsenal. We can flip that face up to see what's on top at least, and then just go from there. We can give the fatigue shot go again with snappies. So that's probably what we are going to do on the next turn. They are going to pass. Okay, fair enough. So let's have a look, see what's on top. Rain Razors. Okay, so we can get that off of the top with Death Dealer, but we do have to fire it first, which is the issue. So let's leave that on top for now. Let's fire off the fatigue shot. Yeah, let's fire off the fatigue shot with this first. We can give this go again with the snappies. So that's probably what we're going to be doing. Fatigue shot doesn't really matter in this matchup. It's just raw damage. So it's coming in for 8. We will be snappying this as well. Just going to deal some damage. Then we're going to activate Death Dealer. Pitching the... Oh no. Okay, probably not then. Because we haven't got... We can fire off another fatigue shot, but it's not going to be with the Rain Razors over the top, because you have to pitch this to put it in and then use the Rain Razors to fire it, which is a bit of a shame. So let's just pitch so you can destroy, put this in, fire this off as well, I guess. Another 5 coming in. They are going to take it. Bit of a shame. Messed up the maths there, but hey-ho. We'll see what happens. 14 to 33. Are they going to combo off and kill me? Reverberate. No. They're ending their turn. Okay, fair enough. Alrighty, so here we go. We've got a headshot. Got a red in the ledger. So probably the headshot for the raw damage. Let's do that. Let's tunic in the headshot. Drawing a card in the process, which is a Deadeye. Lovely old job. Let's have a look at what's on top first of all. Ravenous Rabble. Coming in with Read the Glide Path, so 3 go again. So they are blocking that. That's fine. And then we play the Deadeye, pitching the knock, and then coming in for headshot for 9 damage. Put the red in the ledger back in the arsenal. Ending their turn. Let's cross wrap, see what's on top. Remorseless, leave that on top. Let's activate Azalea to give it dominate. Seek and destroy. Read the glide path. That can stay on top. We've already activated, so we're going to put fire this using the battering bolt. So coming in 4 ding dang 10 dominate. No D-reacts from Arsenal. Grander Happy, hi, love you as Grand Engin, cheers, no problem. Love you too, mate, cheers. It's going to be on your turn. We are also in Kano kill range. I'm absolutely aware of that. We are in Kano kill range, but we will see what happens. I'm living life on the edge as I always do. Hutchie O'Hare, can you do it, mate? 29 damage in 1 turn, let's go. What can you do? They do have a remorseless trigger now though, so every action they play they lose a life. So if they can kill me in less than so they're going to lose a life from Sonic Boom. So we will just pitch now, I think. Actually no, we won't. So I'm going to lose a life from Sonic Boom. Going to play Tome, which is also going to lose them a life when they play that. So they're losing a life from that as well. So they can only play 2 actions now, and then they die. So we'll see what they can do. So snapback. Yep, so if they play an action, now they now die. No, they're still alive. Cool. Right, let's just have a look, see what's on top. So if this is a dominated arrow, we might be able to kill them, but they can still potentially kill us on our own turn, but we'll see. So let's leave that on top. Let's activate Azalea's ability, I think. Give this dominate. This is a 6 power attack, so they're going to have to block with... Well, they can't block, can they? They can Storm Stride or something. So we'll see what happens. So battering bolt, pitching 2 cards. So this is coming in for lethal, dominate. Here we go. Here's the Kano. What can they do? What can they do? $23 to 1. Here we go. Blazing Aether. Let's prevent 2 damage. That's all we can do. So they've probably done the maths on this already, but we'll see. Do they have it? GG! Eat my ass, Kano player. Is it a GG? Is it a GG? There we go. GG! So yeah, we got there in the end. The opponent did not wish me a good game. After complimenting my sleeves earlier, they said, "Oh, your sleeves look cool," but after I say GG, they just fucked off. Pure salt. GG. Oh no, I didn't get my combo win. Oh no. What a shame. Play a different hero. So that brings my Kano win rate up to 100% with this deck at the moment, which is nice, I guess. Got close. 20th damage out of nowhere is not bad. That's pretty good. Pretty good indeed, yeah. But hey-ho. I got there in the end, thank God. Yeah, so there we go. Look, 4 Kano wins so far, 2 Phi losses, 1 Katsu loss, 1 Boltin loss. So 67% win rate at the moment on Talishar, but there's a lot of Kanos on Talishar. There's a lot of Kanos on there. Patrick, welcome to the chat, sir. The results tonight are 2-1 to us, I think. Is it 2-1? Yeah, we won against... Did we win against Arachne? Yeah, we won against Arachne, lost against... won against Arachne, lost against Katsu, won against Kano. So 2-1 so far today on Talishar. So yeah. That was pretty cool. Oh yeah, also, Granada Happy. Thanks for joining us. Haven't seen you here before, I don't think, so welcome. I'm not sure if I've seen you here before. For everybody who's in the video, who hasn't liked the video, could you also please do that? That'd be great if you could. Katsu can be really annoying, yes. I definitely know that, that's for sure. There's a lot of decision points with Katsu, like, you know, what you let hit, what you don't let hit. You know, if they hit you, what can they go and get that you then have to prepare for. So if you don't really know the matchup, if you don't know the cards that might be coming at you with Katsu, that's probably where you're going to lose, and that's definitely where I lost. I've been in before, I've just usually had to leave early. Oh, okay, nice. Well, thanks for coming back, at least. Thank you. But yeah, that was that. So we'll probably play one more. Should we play one more game? What time is it? 7 o'clock. Let me just go and check. Just go and check to see what the missus is doing, and then I'll see if I can play another one. More flesh and blood it is. Okay. More flesh and blood it is, by the looks of it. Okay then. So there's a game in there saying looking for Tricky Treaty, which is definitely not me, so we won't join that one. Just keep refreshing really until we find one then, I guess. Or we'll just host one. Let's just host one. Just host one. But thank you everybody for tuning in on a Sunday night, wherever you might be out there watching this in the big wide world now or in the future. Thank you very much for joining us. Got a lot of exciting things coming to GoAgainGaming. Obviously, we got the we've got a spoiler card for Outsiders on the way. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel, because there's not only going to be the spoiler video, but there's also going to be a teaser video as well for the card. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel, make sure you subscribe and all that good stuff, because we are going to be spoiling what I believe to be an Azalea card for Outsiders. So yeah, we did get the Sandscour Great Bow in Dynasty, didn't we? So there's going to be some form of oh great, we're playing against Icelander. There's going to be some form of Ranger card, I imagine. Right, so what do we need in this matchup? We need blues, don't we? To get around the Frostbite. We don't need Fatigue Shot. We don't need that. And we don't need Hamstring Shot. I don't think. Everything else can stay in there. And we go with the Snapdragons and Death Dealer. And let's just go first. Haven't played an Icelander yet since I started the Fabrary account, so this will be interesting to see what result we can get here. Divney Coffee, praise be our glorious leader indeed. Praise be, sir. Or madam, wherever you might be. Praise be indeed. So let's go with A. Should we just go with a raw damage headshot? Draw a card? Pitch a drill shot? Yeah, let's just go for raw damage headshot to begin with, shall we? Raw damage headshot, baby. Coffee? Question mark. Absolutely. We're going to pitch the Read the Glide Path for this. It's coming in for 9. Turn 1. Not bad, I guess. Still got a card to Arsenal as well, which is nicer. It's actually wave too high on Discord. Oh, is it? Nice. Fantastic. Kevin, I believe. Is that right? But this is my old screen name. Nice. And for everybody, including yourself, Kevin, that ordered a 1K playmat, they will be coming out within the next week or so to international folks. That includes you as well, Andrew. I'm not going to say any more regarding that. But yeah, this is Kevin. Yeah, exactly. I knew your Discord name was your Twitter name is also wave to high, isn't it? So, pay 3 or discard a card. Yeah, I'll pay 3. Let's get rid of the blue bolt and shot. Frost Hex on me now. Fantastic. And they're going to have an ice card in their arsenal, which is fine because we can just E-strike them now. We're just going to E-strike, pitching this, go buff power. Thanks for the update. Appreciate you. No, that's right. I appreciate you. Thanks for supporting me on this channel. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the mat. A lot of the UK guys are getting them. I've just been very busy recently, and having to go to the post office and post them and all that sort of thing is quite a lot sometimes. So appreciate the patience on that. But they are all packed up. A lot of them that are going international are all packed up, ready to go. It's just getting to the post office to post them. Coming in with Find Owl's Fighting Spirit, we can just. We can Sync and then Fate, so we want to Fate first, don't we? So pass. See what's on top and see if we want to draw it. Bolt and Shot, do we want to draw that? Yeah, I think so. We haven't got a way to pump it though, so probably not. Let's get rid of the drill shot, I think. No, let's get rid of the... Get rid of one of the drill shots. Right, so they might have some form of disruption here. So I think we just pitch the blue into Death Dealer and see what happens. Insidious Chill. So we are going to get Frostbite, which is not going to be enough to screw up our turn here, I don't think. No, it's not going to be enough to screw up the turn. So the arrow is going to cost 1, the drill shot. And we are still going to draw a card off of this as well. So that's going to resolve. We are going to put the... Ooh, interesting. Well, let's go with the drill shot, draw a card. And then let's fire this off. Breaking the Frostbite to do so. So firing this off. We're probably going to try and hit the Coronet Peak with this. No, should we give this go again? Yeah, let's give it go again. Let's bullseye braces in the Remorseless and fire this off at them with the tuning trigger. Didn't even need the tuning trigger. My bad. Forgot there was one floating. Never mind. Shit happens. Shit happens. That could be a crucial mistake now, using the tunic there when I had the one floating already, but they are going to be arsoning a card, which gives me the impression that this will be a channel lake that's going to come out now with this thing here, or it's going to be something that disrupts our turn enough where we can't do anything. But luckily we have something in the arsenal already, which is what we need to be doing against Icelanders, having this card in the arsenal already that we can just continuously fire, because they can't respond to that first bit. So we do have a combat trick in here as well, so it's just the greediness. Do we get the release attention out and then see what they respond with? We still have 4 cards to pitch to this potentially, plus the rain razors if we really need to. So I think that's probably the best thing to do, is just see what happens with this first, with the release attention. So if they now respond with something that's going to tax us, we should still be able to fire this off, because we're going to have... Yeah, so yeah, they're using their tunic here. What are they going to be doing? Channel Lake? Channel Lake Frigid? No. Just firing a Cold Snap at me. Which allows them to draw a card, and that gives me a Frostbite. Do I want to pay 1? Yes, I will pay 1. I'll pay using Knock and Death Whistle. So yeah, I think we're still in a good position here to... Well, the Waning Moon. No, we'll let that hit us. And now we'll fire the... This is going to cost 2 because of the Frostbite, so that's cool. So it's coming in for 8. But essentially 10 because of the Rain Razors behind it. So, pretty good. And turning off Icelander's hero abilities doesn't really make a difference, really, but... We are going to want to combat trick this Rain Razors over the top just to get more damage through at this stage. We have cracked both of our sort of enablers on Bullseye and Snapdragons already, but that's got us into this position where we are now, I think. So we should just see if we can just keep this up. We are going to be able to Arsenal the take aim. It's not an arrow, but we are going to Rain Razors over the top just to give it an extra bit of oomph behind this. So they are going to take 5. Arsenal this, and then see what happens. Post office can be a raw pain, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I've just had a really busy time recently as well. It's just hard to get there, and yeah, it's a bit of a pain. Pay 2 or discard a card. So let's just pay. Discard. We'll discard this Sleep Dart. And this is coming in for 5 arcane damage. There's not really much we can do about it. We have to discard a card again, so we're going to discard this. Discard the Read Glide Path, unfortunately. Right, so if we just play this out, let's see what they do. They are going to respond to this, aren't they? That's the thing. They are going to respond to this with something that gives me Frostbite or maybe Channel Lake, but I can still another Insidious Chill, pitching a Heart of Find Owl to gain a life. Fair enough. But this is going to allow me to reload a card into the arsenal, which is going to be a Bolt and Shot. Waning Moon's going to come in. I could pitch 3. I've only got 1 piece of Arcane Barrier now, though, so that's the thing also, isn't it? So the arcane damage is probably going to be the thing that gets me in the end of this game. They can't interact with me in any other way now, so I guess we just pitch this just to prevent the 1. Reload this. We see what the next card is, and hopefully it's just better than this. Ravenous Rabble, get out to the bottom, and then just fire this at them for 7. Fully blocking this turn, this time. So it's just going to be Arsenal pass, draw up from them. Cool, okay, so this is going to be a big turn. Excuse me. Right, so we're going to activate Tunic. We're going to use Death Dealer to put the Red Ledger in there. And draw. Read the glide path. Remorseless. Let's get that on top, I think. Should we do that on top? One action next on the next turn. Yeah. Let's do that, I think. Yeah. Give it Dominate. Just try and force some damage through. So we've got the Rain Razors again. So we're going to be able to push through an extra 2 damage on this turn. So let's pop this. Let's pitch this red. So coming in for 8 with Remorseless. Essentially 10 because of the Rain Razors. Then we can Arsenal the Bolt and Shot, which is pretty good. Rain Razors over the top. Push for 7 damage through. Another Frost Hex. And they're arsenaling. Okay. Right, so what do we do here? So they're going to be able to interact with our turn in some way. We do have a blue in hand. So do we just... We got 2 blues in hand. Alright, let's do this first. Seek and Destroy. Because this is a big one that can really influence Icelander, because she can't Arsenal at the end of her turn if she lets arrows hit. So she's probably going to try and sort of stop this next attack from going through. But I do have 2 blues to potentially get round the tax that's going to be inflicted upon me. But Seek and Destroy is great against Icelander. It just means they can't play at instant speed on their next turn, because their Arsenal is destroyed essentially. So we're going to flip this up, see what's on top. Hopefully it's a better arrow. It's a sink below. Let's get rid of that. Let's just fire this off first of all. So this is going to have 5 go again if it hits reload. And if it hits, they obviously discard their hand and Arsenal at the end of their next turn, which is pretty good. But they're not going to want to let this hit, because they're not going to be able to play the Icelander thing, are they? So yeah, they're blocking for 5 here, with the Defiant Owls gaining him a life, which is fair enough. So they're fully blocking that. We can pitch into... I think we just E-strike them now for 7. E-strike for 7. Still keeping a blue in hand, which is nice. So I think one of the keys to get round Icelander is to keep something in your arsenal all times, so you can play out of your arsenal. Especially if it's an arrow. If you've got an arrow in your arsenal, you can then just play it out, and you don't have to worry about the the stuff that's affecting the cost, the tax as such. But yeah, just constantly giving them things to think about. They fully blocked to Seek and Destroy, so obviously they're going to want to interact, which is fair enough. But now also drawing the other cards out of their hand and leaking 2 damage is pretty good. 15 to 30, arsenaling a knock. We don't have much capability in this next hand. So they're just going to Arsenal and pass, which is fine, I guess. So we're going to flip up, see what's on top, because ideally we want to be playing out of our arsenal. That's what we want to be doing. We don't want to be going to search for things with Knock Death Whistle and then putting it in and jumping through loads of hoops, because they can interact at every point of that process. So we don't want to be doing too many things on our turn. We just want to be punching as most efficiently as we can with the stuff that we have, and then forcing the on hits and interaction when we can as well. We don't want to be trying to jump through too many hoops. You have to just work with what we have in the moment most of the time. So we've got a Bolt and Shot on top. That's probably worth sticking in there. So we are going to activate Azalea and give this Bolt and Shot Dominate until end of turn. And here we go. Here comes an Ice Eternal coming in at instant speed, which is going to deal us a lot of damage. And it's fused as well, so you have to do the insidious chill things as well. Pay 2 or discard a card. Okay, we'll discard a red. Excuse me. Pay 2 or discard a card. We'll pay for this using Bolt and Shot. And then we have an Ice Eternal coming off to prevent 4. I can only prevent 1. So we will prevent 1 by pitching this. Leaving 1 floating just in case. But we're not going to be able to fire this off now because there is a load of Frostbites under our control, which is a bit of a shame. But that is our turn, unfortunately. We're just going to have to deal with that, unfortunately. And now the Frost Hex is going to deal us 8 damage, so we're not going to be able to do much against that. We can prevent 1 of it. But the Frost Hex is doing a load of damage to us there with an Ice Eternal fused. They can't really do anything on their follow-up turn. They're just going to be arsenaling again. But is that going to be another... If it's another Ice Eternal, we're in a bit of a sticky situation. So we will see. So let's just first of all play out this Release Attention. Channel Lake Frigid. Okay, fine. So we get a Frostbite. Then this is going to cost us 2. So the Bottle Shot's going to cost us 2, so we can do that still, pitching the Deadeye. And then the Rain Razors is also going to cost us 1. So we just want to combat trick this, don't we? Really? Just want to try and push damage over the top. Okay. Haven't got any attacks in this hand, which is a bit of a shame. So we'll just play this out here. Ravenous Rabble, see what's on top. Channel Lake Frigid's coming in again. But the attack's already been made, so I guess that's not too bad. So Ravenous Rabble is revealing a headshot, a red headshot on top. I think I may just pitch into Death Dealer just to filter my hand a bit. Get rid of these reds, maybe. Get rid of Seek and Destroy. Or Read the Glide Path. Let's just get rid of both of these just to filter our hand a bit. Just filter our hand a bit. Arsenal to Sink. Yeah, so we're now drawing. So we've got C and C coming in now. I think we're happy to take this 6 damage. Because all it does is it blows up the sink below. So I think we're happy to take that damage. Yeah, let's just blow up the sink below. Okay, right, what have we got here? So they're going to have some form of interaction, of course. There's also Channel Lake Frigid, but still exists. We don't have many options, unfortunately, with regards to... We don't have a blue available, so that's a bit of a shame. So we're going to have to pitch 2 to the Death Dealer here. And they're going to interact with us now here as well, so this is a bit of a sticky situation to be in now. One Channel Lake Frigid's on the board. So we've got Headshot in there now. It's going to cost us 2, so we can't really do anything else. We're going to have to pitch 2 here, so we're going to pitch these 2 things. Keep the D-React. But still coming in for 6. And of course they can interact with us now still with the cards in their arsenal, I expect. But still coming in for 6. Blocking with both Aether Ice Veins. Fine, end turn, and then Arsenal this Fate Foreseen. Okay, Aether Ice Vein coming in for 5 arcane damage, so we can only stop one of it. There's going to be the Channel Lake Fridge is going to go away, so I guess we go down to 9 as well. Storm Striders is still there, so they can still do that stuff. Fateful Scene is stuck in our arsenal at the moment, so we're just going to rabble them first of all, see what we see on top. They're going to use their Tunic, and then play what, a Channel Lake out of their arsenal again. Another Rise Eternal, so this is pretty much game, I think, now. They're going to pitch their whole hand into it. Give us a load of Frostbites, so we might as well use the Tunic. Probably not going to be able to stop this from killing us, unfortunately. Discard a card, so we're going to discard the red. Discard the red as well with the Seek and Destroy. Discard this. Doesn't really matter anyway because we can only Arcane Barrier 1 anyway, so we can only. So we've taken 3. So we've got Waning Moon as well coming in for 3, so we can only really pitch 1 to that. So I think we're pretty much dead here. So we're going to take 8 from the Frost Hexes and die, unfortunately. Unless we still have Go Again, so we might be able to activate Azalea blindly and do something. Channel Lake is no longer there, so we can't. Oh, we can't pay for that. That's a shame. Never mind. We die. GG. We die. Frost Hexes, unfortunately, just nothing you can do about them. Nothing you can do about them whatsoever once they're there. It's just a bit of a shame. That's where I think. I'm not sure whether I was running CNCs in that game, but I think CNCs are vital in that game as well. I'm not sure if I was using them or not in that game, because anything that interacts with the Arsenal, Icelander is going to hate. So I think you need to put CNCs in there as well when you're facing Icelander. I don't know whether I was or not, to be honest. But hey ho, that's that. 62% win rate now of this, out of 13 games. So 2 Arachne wins, 1 Azalea win, 1 Dromai win, and 4 Kano wins. But you get a lot of Kanos on Talishar. So this sort of representation isn't really what you'd see. As you can see here, results over time. So I had 5 losses today and 3 wins today, and then 5 wins yesterday when I was playing yesterday. But yeah, I mean, thanks for everybody who's joined today. Should we have time for one more, potentially? Time for one more? I mean, how much time is left on this synthwave mix? 20 minutes. All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more game. Let's do one more. There's always time as long as it's not an Oldham. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely Super Mario Black Tiger. So let's do one more. Let's have a look, see what this one is. Viserai. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a race. So let's go with Memorial Grounds to get back the aggro killers. Everything else I think can stay. Fatigue Shot. Maybe that can come out. Put Battering Bolt in instead, maybe. Or just blue headshots. Let's go with blue Bolton shots. Obviously they can pitch to the Arcane Barrier as well, can't they? So let's do that. Let's do that. First Viserai matchup since using Fabrari, so it's going to be interesting to see whether I can pull through on this one. But I haven't played Viserai in a long time either. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. So last match of the night, people. Azalea versus Viserai. Playing against Sam Way 5. So activating the Grasp, first of all, to get a rune chant. This is a funky tune. This is a funky tune, baby. What does everyone think my spoiler card is going to be? Is it going to be a ranger card? What do we think? Is it going to be an arrow attack? What do you think? What do you think it's going to be? We're going to have confirmation of what it is very, very soon. So what do we think it's going to be, people? So they are choosing to just set up here and give themselves a lot of rune chants over time. So they're not going to arsenal a card on their first turn, which is interesting. So we are going to have 3 rain to fire some stuff. But we don't have any buffs, unfortunately. So that's a bit of a shame. We're going to have to load in maybe a headshot. Or maybe an interactive arrow just to see what happens. Because going for raw damage, it might be worth just doing that first. Or we can force through a dominated something or other, but that's probably not going to be the way to go right now. So let's just pitch into Death Dealer with Knock. Putting in the hamstring shot and drawing a card. It is a bolt and shot. We can give it go again with the snappies. So it might be worth doing that. But then that's just not good, is it? It's just not good value. Giving it go again and then just putting in another headshot and then just trying to fire through some damage on turn 1. Let's just fire this at them for 5 and see what they do. It's going to cost, their next attack is going to cost an additional 1, so it is screwing up maybe some of their plans. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We don't want to be cracking our equipment on turn 1. That's true. The Rogue Guardian card, absolutely. Imagine that. Ranger, Azalea Equipment Specialization. That'll be good. Oh, blocking with their crown and a rune flash already. So that tells me that they've got a good turn coming up. So maybe I do want to snappies it. Let's just snappies it. Let's see what happens. They're using their crown and blocking a hamstring shot, which says to me that they got some value. So let's just give it go again. Let's let's bullseye in the headshot. And then fire this off for 7. Having to use snappies and bullseyes on the first turn just to try and pressure them a little bit, because obviously they're already blocking with crown as well, so that sort of gives me the excuse to crack my pieces of equipment as well, just for extra value, because it's telling me that there's something valuable in their hand if they're blocking with crown straight away, blocking with grasp now as well, so they're trying to conserve whatever turn this is that they've got coming up. And they're also using that as well to build up some rune chants, leak 1 damage. So this, I think this might be a Looming Doom style deck. We are going to add the red to our arsenal to keep the blue in hand for Arcane Barrier. Well, it doesn't matter anyway, we've only got 1 Arcane Barrier. But yeah, this is a OTK deck. This has got to be an OTK deck going on here. They've got quite a lot of rune chants, so we're going to have to try and just get to the stuff as quickly as we can here. We've only done 1 damage so far. That's Fate can go to the bottom. We are going to rabble to see what's on top. Please be something good. It is a drill shot. Okay, it's not good at all. Take away some of their value for their armor, but giving that drill shot go again. There's no way of buffing this bolt and shot to give it go again, which is a bit of a shame. But we are on a clock here because they are building up those rune chants and fast. So let's just activate Azalea, give this drill shot dominate, and then at least try and devalue some of that grasp of the Art Knight, at least. 4 dominate coming in. I think we try and devalue the spellbounds actually, because that's also a block on board. So they might actually choose to block with the spell. It does have Blade Break, so probably not then. So I reckon we probably put the -1 counter on the tunic actually to make that block for nothing if they do allow this to hit, because then at least all of their equipment suites only block for 1. They're choosing to block with their spellbounds, so that's actually going to blow up. So that's nice. That's a good bit of armor we've got there. Let's add the Red and Ledger to our arsenal, and we do have some quite valuable cards coming up here, but they are just going to be building up their rune chants massively here with a red Read the Runes coming up to 10 rune chants. Interesting. So it looks like the red and the ledgers and stuff probably not going to be doing much work in this matchup because it's not just constant aggro. It's completely the opposite actually. It's just pure stone cold build up essentially. So we're going to read the glide path, see what's on top. E strike on top. We could actually activate Azalea, put that into the arsenal with Go Again, pitching the bolt and shot, and then come in with a Death Dealer red in the ledger with the buff, I think. So we kind of leave that on top. We're going to activate Azalea, give this E-Strike, put this E-Strike in there, and then come in with pitching this to the bottom, coming in with Go Again on this. 5 Go Again, and we can use the Tunic to activate the Death Dealer, put the red in the ledger in there, and fire that off as well. I think it's probably better to use Remorseless, though, because of the damage, but we'll see. Tunic, Death Dealer. Let's just put Remorseless in there, draw a card, fire this off, pitching the drill shot. So coming in for another 7 here with the Read the Glide Path behind it. So they can't de-react from Arsenal because of the effect. But yeah, the rune chants are building up, so it's going to be interesting to see whether they try and use all of those to kill me all at once, or whether they're going to pop off like a 20 damage turn and then try and build them all up again, and maybe then change their strategy to more attack focused, etc. Because this does look like it's very defensive, very build-up-y style, so it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. But this is definitely the last game of the night tonight, Azalea versus Viscerai. Sink below. So they're going to block 4 of this. Unless they have another D-React on the other end of their hand there. We'll see. But we will be retaining an Arsenal card with the red in the ledger, which is going to be nice for potentially a crackback next turn if they continue to build up their stuff. But they have stopped quite a lot of damage from us so far. We will see what happens. So they are blocking 4, so they're going to be taking 3 damage here, going down to 30. And we're going to Arsenal red in the ledger. But what they can do here is they can essentially just get straight back into tempo, or straight back onto equal terms, because they have 11 rune chants. And there's other things as well, like Ninth Blade, for instance, that will cost them nothing to play at this moment in time. So that can actually pop off for at least 20 damage. So we have to be careful as to what happens here. But they are going to use their Tunic trigger to get something. Every action is going to cost them life. Here we go. Morver in the Skies, giving something Go Again, which is going to be pretty nasty. Going to be a lot of rune chants coming in at us now. It probably could be a Ninth Blade. Could be a Ninth Blade followed by a Rosetta afterwards, because obviously they're floating the 1 here afterwards. Or it could be an Arknight Ascendancy as well, even. But I don't even know if Arknight Ascendancy sees play. Oh, there we go. Meet and greet. So 11 rune chants are going off here. So that brings us down to 29, and then obviously we have the attack afterwards. So we're not gonna take any of the rune chant damage. We've already pitched the bullseye braces away here, so we're just gonna have to take the damage that comes off the rune chants, I think. Then we got a Viscerai trigger. Then we got meet and greet coming in for 4. So we go down to 25 with Go Again. And then they can Rosetta us after this if they want, with the 2 and 2. Well, 2 and 2 and 5 rune chants as well. So obviously the Morver in the Skies did hit us. So they're just going to come Rosetta for 5, 2 and 2. So getting back into the game there with a massive rune chant build up, and then swing back with Rosetta and 2 and 2. So that's pretty good. They're massively ahead on life now by 10 differential here, which is a bit of a shame. Unfortunately, we are going to block this though. This physical damage. So 10 life differential. Wow, that's crazy. So we're going to opt first of all. See what's on top. See what is on top. Release detention. Do I want to try and get that? Probably not. can go to the bottom. We're just going to fire this Red and Ledger out of the arsenal, obviously you can just draw on it, I think. So let's pitch this Sleep Dart. So coming in for 8 damage. They're probably going to be able to block it efficiently. It seems like they're going to be building up a load of rune chants, firing it off. Building up a load of rune chants, firing it off. So it feels like it's going to be, yeah, they've got the Art Knight Ascendancy in there as well. It's probably going to be a Sink Below or Fate Foreseen as well after this to block the 4 as well. Because the on-hit of this combo to Red and Ledger is pretty good, so they're probably going to try and stop this from happening. But have not played against this sort of deck for a long time. Here comes the D-React. There it is. Reduce the rune chant. Yeah, it's one of those decks. One of those decks that just wants to build up, build up, build up, and then fire it all off, and not let your attacks go through, by the looks of it. That's one of those things, isn't it? With Viscerais, you don't really know what sort of build you're going to get. It's one of those heroes that can go either way, so you don't really know how to sideboard against it. There's 2 ways it can go. So you can catch people out, which is the thing. So the next turn looks quite good though. We can Memorial Ground the Red Ledger back on top and then fire it off with a load of buffs behind it, which I think is pretty good. They are just going to be coming in with a Rosetta and a Rune Chant here, so we are just going to take this damage. We are just going to take this damage, go down to 15. Let's get the Red Ledger back on top. And then this should be able to hit, but we'll see. So no D-Reacts from Arsenal at least. So 11 Dominate, no D-Reacts from Arsenal. So we should get the on-hit through on this and gain back a little bit of something. We're also going to be destroying their hand and Arsenal as well if it hits. So something lined up for us nicely there with no D-Reacts from Arsenal. So hoping that we do get the hit through here. They are blocking with 1 card from hand and taking the rest. There we go. Cool. So 20 to 15. They got 1 action and then they discard all their cards at the end, which is quite nice. What we can also do next turn is potentially do Bolt and Shot followed by a Sleep Dart, both with Rain Razors over the top. Or we could try and go and get something with Knock the Death Whistle and then Combat Trick that through with Rain Razors. That's probably the best idea, rather than go for raw damage. But Art of War. Okay, so they're using an Art of War as an instant. They can only still play 1 action this turn though, so I don't know what they're really looking for here. Because they can only still play 1 action. If Ranger ever gets a weapon that isn't a bow, I hope the Cult gets to be the ones who spoil it. Fab TCG cards, completely agree. Oh, cheers, Jim. Thanks for showing up, mate. Didn't see you there. But yeah, I agree as well, absolutely. We should definitely be the ones to spoil such a thing. We've been asking for it for ages, right? Like all the sort of sidearm conversations that we've had, people designing cards for us. We've had a lot of the ideas on Azalea Cult, so 100% agree with you there. Definitely. So they can still only play 1 action this turn, and it's going to be an energy potion. Okay. And then they're going to have to discard their hand afterwards. See you later. No Arsenal for you. Right, so we do have a Tunic trigger. So this is going to be the interesting thing here, is whether we go for the Tunic, activate Death Dealer, put in Bolt and Shot and draw a card, then fire Bolt and Shot, Combat Trick with the Rain Razors, and then hope that it hits so we can reload the Sleep Dart and then fire that off depending on what the next card is that we draw as well. Or we could go and get any arrow of our choice and dominate it for 7, which is probably going to be better because they've used this and they're probably not going to block with Tunic. So that's probably the best thing to do, is try and force through another Red and the Ledger hit. But that's not going to get us the damage that we need. It's just going to allow us to take an extra turn. So I'm just trying to think of what is better here. I think I'm just going to go for what Levi said and just try and look at the raw numbers on the cards rather than trying to force the on-hit effects through. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to Tunic, going to load in Bolt and Shot with Death Dealer, and then hopefully Combat Trick it over the top to get the reload, and then fire the Sleep Dart afterwards with the Rain Razors still affecting that as well. But it also depends on what we draw off of the Death Dealer here with the pitch from Tunic. So this is one of the most powerful lines you can get in Azalea, is basically drawing a card with Tunic. That's basically what the line entails. So you're using Death Dealer with the Tunic to put something into the arsenal and draw a card. So you're essentially drawing a card for free, essentially, and really enabling some horrible turns. So it's a red in the ledger that we just drew. So the thing is, if we attack with Bolt and Shot, they're going to know that there's a combat trick behind it. That's the issue that we're going to have. So what we could also do is lay out Rain Razors, fire Bolt and Shot for nothing, and then we can still go and get another follow-up with Knock the Death Whistle. So I think we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to lay out the terms now. This is a Rain Razors, so you're going to have to block this for 6. If you don't, I'm going to have to I'm going to reload a card, but then I can still go and get another card after this with Knock, and then activate Azalea's ability to give it Dominate. So that's probably still the better thing to do here. So luckily it's all lined up well enough. So they are gonna allow us to reload a card. Okay, interesting. So we are gonna reload the red and ledger. Let's do that. Let's opt to see what's on top. Read the glide path. Okay. We can't access that card, so that can go to the bottom, and then we're just gonna fire this off, pitching the sleep dart. So there we go. 5 damage coming through. 7 damage, sorry, because of the Rain Razors. So that's worked out pretty well. And that's the thing, isn't it? It depends on what you want to achieve from that turn as to whether you lay out the Rain Razors up front or use it as a combat trick. That's why it's so good in this deck. It is very, very good. It doesn't block, I know, but it's still very, very good. You can't not have it in the deck. Simple as that. They are going to take 1 action only on this turn. We are going to Arsenal Knock, and then we can go and get another red in the ledger. I think we still have 1 left. Yeah, we still have 1 in the deck somewhere, so we can go and get that. So Arcanic Crackle now coming in for 1 and 3. We are just going to take the damage here, so that's the only action they can do on their turn. I think the card that we actually get this turn is Remorseless, to get round their defences, as well as leak damage if they want to do a big crackback turn. So I think that's probably what we do here. So we play out the Knock. We reload the Bolt and Shot. So we go and get Remorseless. Reload this. Activate Azalea. Give this Dominate. And the evasion around the arsenal. Then we play Take Aim. And then we fire this, pitching the Hamstring, and leave the Fateful Scene for the defense. So yeah, coming in for 8 now. Getting round the defenses of the arsenal, just in case they do have a D-React in there. But obviously this is going to hurt them on their follow-up turn as well. If they do want to spew out their entire hand, they're going to have to think about doing that. So yeah, so they're going to be taking 5 unless they have a D-React. No, they don't have a D-React, so we're going to Arsenal card, and it's over to them. But they do have the Remorseless on hit to think about now. And on our next turn, we can go and get any card we want again with Knock. Which will probably be at this stage, probably will be Remorseless again. To force damage and then hemorrhage damage if they want to spew out their hand, which is what they want to be doing, to try and get maximum value at this stage. You do have an E-Potion out though, which is going to be interesting. So Consuming coming in. They haven't dealt any arcane damage, so it's not going to be... The on-hit is not going to affect us. Right? So coming in for 4. I guess we just take it, go to 7. No, we want to Fateful Scene that, don't we? Obviously. They can't deal arcane damage at instant speed, can they? No. So let's just Fateful Scene that. Get rid of that. Memorial Ground on top. Interesting. Do we want to grab that? So if we load something in with Death Dealer, we draw this Memorial Ground, we put that... We can grab that without using Knock. So I think we leave that on top. I think we can do that effectively. I think we can do that anyway. We'll see. So yeah, let's use... So if we put Headshot into the arsenal with Knock to Death Dealer, we draw the Memorial Ground, play the Memorial Ground, get something out of our graveyard and put on top. Then we activate Azalea to give it Dominate. So we can do that still. So let's do that. So let's activate Death Dealer, pitching Knock. Put Headshot in and draw. Play Memorial. Use Memorial Ground ability to get back red and ledger on top and activate Azalea, then fire it off. Yeah, okay. No, Remorseless. Remorseless is better. because they're on lower life. 5 dominate. Because the on-hit's going to hurt them more, I think, at this stage, because every action costs a life. When they're on 6 life, and the sort of aim of Viscera is to keep attacking, well, we haven't seen that from this Viscera, at least. They are going to de-react from hand, though, I think, by the looks of it. Yeah. So they are still going to leak 1, unless they have another de-react. They are still going to leak 1 damage. So yeah, they are going to leak 1 damage. Fine. And then every action they play costs them a life. We are going to Arsenal the red. We've got a defensive turn here. That's for sure. Very defensive turn here with the 2 sink belows. They are going to play Mordred, which is going to lose them a life. It's just how many rune chants can they get off on me? Got quite a red hand here. I can block quite a lot of physical damage, but not so much arcane. Going to have a tunic trigger next turn, which won't really get me anything, so I've got a bolt and shot stuck in there with no buff. So that's a bit of an issue. We have to use cross wrap ideally to see what's on top, to see if we can get that out of the way, but we'll see what happens on this turn. Remorse is still effective, of course, at the moment. So if they want to do things, they have to lose life. So they're going to crack their energy potion to give them something. Arclight Ascendancy? What does that cost? 5? No. Does it cost 5? Does it cost 3? I can't remember. 3. Getting 3 resources. Maybe a 9th blade coming in now for 9 if they've got 2 blues in hand. If they've got 2 blues in hand, they might have a 9th blade, but we will see. Every action is still costing them a life every time. So we'll see what this 3 cost is going to be. Coming in with a Reek of Corruption. So they have made some things this turn, so we are just going to pass and de-react it. Oh, we are going to put the Red and Ledger to the bot. No, Bolt and Shot. No, Red and Ledger. Sleep Dart. It's a shame. Never mind. Do we sink again? No. Okay, right, let's have a look. See what's on top. Please be a buff. Please be a buff. Or something. Something to give me some shenanigans. Come on, please. Give it to me. Come on. Let's go. So close. After taking that horrendous barrage of rune chants early on. We are on the play here. Come on. 3 to 11. Art of War. Okay. What are they doing here? What are they using Art of War? Oh, they're undoing their last action. Okay. Interesting. Alright then. Bolt and Shot on top is not what I need. Activate Azalea blindly. Come on, give us something. Take aim, thank God. Right, get that into there. Reload this. Fire it off. 6 go again. If it hits, reload. Come on. We still got the tunic to load in the Sleep Dart and draw a card now as well. So exactly what we wanted to see on top. A buff. Buffs enable so much in this deck, especially with the bolt and shots. That's why I love Dreadbore. Still love Dreadbore so much because all the bolt and shots are always active because you can pitch the Dreadbore, give it +1. It's always good. Blocking for 3 in total. So still 3 going through, still lethal going through right now. And they're going to have to deal with my Sleep Dart after this as well with the Tunic Trigger. So this could be another hand stripping turn. They are blocking it all. But we can Tunic, activate Death Dealer, put in Sleep Dart and draw a card, and then fire this at them, pitching the Bolt and Shot. So coming in for 5. Still lethal. They've got no equipment left. They are going to have to block with a D-React. Oh, we win. Nice. GG. GG, baby! Thank God for that. I don't know what they had in their hand then. They had the Art of War, didn't they? They had the Art of War in hand. And that's pretty much all they had. So there we go, GG people. Got there in the end after that horrendous barrage of rune chants early on. But we stabilised and managed to mid-range them out to a certain degree there. So yeah, getting a lot of value from all of our stuff, luckily. But that's pretty much it for today. Ending on a high there. Bit of a sort of tense game at the end there against Viserai. So that's our first Viserai win as well since using February. So with this deck at the moment, 14 matches, 9-1. So 64% win rate with this deck currently, with the wins coming against 2 Arachnes, 1 Azalea, 1 Dromai, 4 Kanos and 1 Viserai. And the losses coming up against 2 Phais, 1 Icelander, 1 Katsu and 1 Boltin. Those matchups there, like Katsu and Boltin, I just don't really know how to approach them. Haven't really tested against them or played against them enough to understand what they're trying to do. I don't know the cards either. I don't know any of the cards in Boltin. I know obviously Luminar Ascension. That's where my loss came from earlier today, I think, was the Boltin. I was playing it off of stream. But Boltin double Luminar Ascension. I think he was on 3 life and I was on 20 something life. And he still managed to come back after that. So yeah, very, very dangerous deck if you don't kill it quick enough. Katsu, I just don't really know all the cards either. There's a lot of decision points and a lot of thinking points. That's probably where I fall short there on the Katsu game. Icelander was difficult. That's that game we had on stream earlier today. We just couldn't really deal with the frost hexes late game, and obviously 2 Phais just high rolling us with just raw damage earlier today as well before the stream started. But that is pretty much it for tonight. This was just a random stream that I thought we would do today. I was sat downstairs on my secondary laptop playing a bit of Talishar, and I was like, why not just stream for people that are also doing nothing and they might want a bit of entertainment, a bit of company. That's the reason why YouTube exists, right? For a bit of entertainment, a bit of something on in the background. But nevertheless, thank you very much for all joining me today. It's been pretty fun and had some good results today on here. So we won against Viserai. Lost against Katsu, won against Kano, lost against Icelander, and won against Arachne. So we've had 3 wins on the stream today and 2 losses on the stream today, so not too bad, I guess. And that's really going in with the win rate percentage of 64% as well. So pretty good stuff all round. I wish I was doing nothing. That's true, Andrew. You're still working, aren't you? Still working. So what is it? What time is it over there? 3 o'clock at the moment. East Coast. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Still doing chores. Still working. To be fair, I'm working as well, right? I'm working right now. And yeah, yesterday I was, well, I say working. Eventually, maybe this is what I do. Eventually, all the time. But sometimes with this as well, it does feel like work. You know, your mind is constantly engaged. Your body is always responding to what you're doing with yourself. When you stay up really late, when you stay up watching you're editing videos, you know, it's very taxing to a certain degree. The passion of the game and the passion of creating content outweighs the taxing effect on you at the moment. So that, luckily, I'm still in that sort of process where the passion for doing it outweighs the downsides and the sacrifices that you make for having to make content consistently. So that's the thing, isn't it? With content creation, you have to be, to a certain degree, you have to be there all the time. Running a Discord, you know, is a big thing in itself. You know, there's a lot of people on Discord, hard to sort of keep up with everything. Twitter as well, you know, you have to be active in the scene. YouTube, you have to be present all the time. You have to show that you're making content and enjoying making content and being passionate, even if you are losing all the time. You have to show your passion for the hero, passion for the characters that you like. The videos that you make have to show that, you know, they're professional quality. You have to do all this, you have to do all that. yes, there's a lot of things that go along with content creation, but as long as your passion outweighs the task, and your life allows you to do that consistently, then that is the key to it, I think. And that's why I've got into good positions with regards to being able to spoil 2 cards in a row now with Dynasty and Outsiders. So hopefully that continues into future sets. I don't know whether we will get cards if it's nothing to do with Ranger. That's the only downside, I guess, of being constantly sort of bound to a certain class. But luckily we have started Bravo Bros recently, which has actually got off to a pretty good start. The first video getting around about, well, nearly 200 views, which I think is pretty good for the audience that I've got. So yeah, Bravo Bros is going well. The next episode's being filmed on Wednesday, so that'll be out the following Wednesday. So it'll be like a fortnightly thing for Bravo Bros. Because yeah, I'm going to be playing a lot more Bravo, I think, going forward. Probably without the sledge. I do love the sledge, but it's probably not the optimal thing to use. But we'll see. I do love it. Maybe there's more cards that will come out that will support different strategies for Bravo, but we'll see. But yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much been it for tonight, really. Yes, sir, but I'm enjoying the quiet at the office. Oh, good. Good stuff. I'm enjoying the quiet as well, actually. It is nice and quiet here also. Got a big spot on my face. For that. Lovely. Fantastic. Look at that bad boy. Anyway, that is pretty much it for today. So thank you very much for tuning out. Please make sure you like this video if you're watching this now or in the future. And we'll see you very, very soon to do it all over again very, very soon. I think also with the Tuesday and Thursday live streams, obviously on GoAgainGaming we do the Tuesday and Thursday live streams. We are going to be trying to do more in-person play. We're speaking to Red Zone Rogue quite a lot, as you can imagine, on Living Legends and beyond Living Legends. A little behind the scenes for you. Every time we finish Living Legends podcast, me and Red Zone Rogue are speaking for at least 3 hours afterwards of just about random shit, basically. So maybe we should just keep recording, and maybe do a Living Legends Patreon account where you could get the Az and Kel garbage discussion after the actual podcast. Maybe there's a market for that. Who knows? But yeah, nevertheless, it's always a good time streaming for everybody. And I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for people that are watching and people that appreciate what I'm doing. And thank you again to all the patrons of the channel as well, people that support me monetarily every month. It really makes a big difference. It allows me to do more and bigger and better things as time goes on. There's a lot of good things planned for this year. The UPF series is officially coming back. It's not going to be the same groups every time. There's going to be a couple of people that come in and out regularly, but it's not going to be the same groups every time. It's going to be different groups each time. So Patreon or OnlyFans, absolutely, Andrew. OnlyFans, because it does get a bit sort of spicy in the me and Kel only chat. But yeah, good things happening this year. For people that are still watching, I'll give you a bit of a scoop on the UPF games, actually. So let me just get up Twitter so I can tell you the people that are involved in the first 3 episodes, at least. So I can remember what that is. I've actually had a few messages on Twitter now, actually, regarding the aforementioned UPF games. So, so the first game that you'll probably, the first UPF game that you'll see is going to be me, Fresh and Buds, Patrick Shaw from the Off the Rails TCG YouTube channel. It is a very, very new YouTube channel, Off the Rails TCG. Pat used to be part of the Patreon here on GoAgainGaming. He used to be an early supporter of the channel, and he was part of the combat chain. So Pat Smashgood on Twitter. So it's going to be Fresh and Buds, Pat Smashgood or Patrick Shaw from Off the Rails TCG. Go and subscribe to his channel, and Capolo as well in the first UPF game. That's probably the first one that you'll see. Is me, Fresh and Buds, Pat Smashgood, Patrick Shaw, and Capolo. So that's going to be the first UPF game that you'll probably see, because that's the one that we're going to be recording imminently. Not today. It's going to be in a few weeks' time. I think it's the 25th of February where we've booked in to record that one. So that's going to be fun. Then the next UPF game is going to be including Breezy from Twitter. So Breezy is also getting a spoiler card this season. He's a great player, really nice guy. His wife and him do some funny TikTok shorts on Twitter. So if you're not on Twitter, I recommend you getting on there. Even if you just follow me, you'll see some great things on there. So get on Twitter if you're not on there. There's also a lot of giveaways that happen on there as well. So there's no downside to joining it. So there's going to be Breezy. There's also going to be DM Armada. So Breezy and DM Armada in this one, and also TCG Talk, which is another channel. So all of those guys, TCG Talk, DM Armada, and Breezy, are all based out of Dallas in Texas. So they're all going to be on the same time zone. It's going to be a Texas barbecue show-off. So it's going to be a lot of Redliner, Red Hot heroes in that game. So it's going to be like a Texas barbecue special with the Texan group and me. So that's one of the groups. And the other game that we're going to be playing is with me, Red Zone Rogue, Leo from the Luminaris Brazilian YouTube channel, and Romain from L'Arle de Fidia, the French podcast. So yeah, that last one with me, Red Zone Rogue, Leo, and Romain spans 4 countries. So you've got UK, USA, Brazil, and France all in one UPF. So yeah, going to be good fun. That's only 3 of the groups. Excuse me, 3 of the groups that I've organised so far, and those are the ones that you're going to see first. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more stuff coming out. So please consider looking at Patreon and stuff to help support me. Excuse me, sorry, frog in my throat. Lots of good stuff coming this year, and if you've seen the Ultimate Pit Fight videos already, you know that I put a lot of blood, sweat, and possibly tears into those games, because those games take me a long time to edit, and they're probably going to be even bigger and better than the ones you might have seen before. So make sure you stay tuned, like and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Redline Texans play Icelander and Channel Lake Frigid Turn 1. Absolutely. Bear with me. Yeah, it's going to be Redliner. It's going to be Red Hot Texas special for that one. So we'll see what happens. But that's it. Thank you very much. I've been speaking a lot now, so I'm getting a bit of a tickly throat. So we'll see you very, very soon on GoAgainGaming. So cheers, people. Thank you very much. See you later. And of course, if you want your name on here, all you have to do is check out the Patreon. Cheers, folks.